Chicago baseball fans. I'm your host, Big Bro. Welcome to another episode of Chicago White Sox and Chicago Cubs Central. We got the White Sox in the bottom of the ninth trying to lock things down versus the Tampa Bay Rays. And we had the Chicago Cubs take care of business today versus the LA Dodgers after losing last night on a brutal grand slam. But we're going to talk about what's going on right now with the White Sox and what happened earlier with the Cubs right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for all Chicago baseball. Let's start the show.
Man. Right now, that boy Reynaldo Lopez is stanking it up. He's already given up a home run, and then he just gave up a quick single to start off the bottom of the ninth, giving Tampa Bay the best team in baseball, as well as the best home team in baseball because they haven't lost at home yet. Just all the hope in the world. 5 pitches, a home run, and a base hit. And Reynaldo Lopez is just thinking it up right now. Hopefully we can get a double play ball from him to end this game. Well, it's not going to end the game, but get these two, this batter and this base runner out. Get him out. Brandon Lowe, second baseman Brandon Lowe is up to bat at the moment. Lopez winding up for the pitch. Ooh, just threw the four-seamer at 97 miles outside, 97 miles per hour. What's going on, Pacman?
What's going on?
Not too much, man. Just wrapping up this here White Sox game before we get into all the beautiful, wonderful things that the Chicago Cubs did today that they've been doing all season.
Right.
Lopez pops him up into foul territory. Got a 1-1 count, bottom of the ninth, 1 on, 7-6. Chicago White Sox leading the Tampa Bay right now. 7-6 right now. Chicago White Sox are leading Tampa Bay, trying to lock things down in the bottom of the ninth. Lopez, he be working that pitch clock, man. Slider low. And Lopez like to throw the pitch like with a second left on the clock.
Yeah, they try to take all types of advantages, man. You should see what those batters do with the 8 seconds they got.
2-1 right now. Bottom of the 2-1 pitch is about to be tossed.
It's 3-2 now.
Oh,
yeah, it looked like he may walk him.
Mm-hmm. You probably a little bit ahead of me. You better not walk him. Don't be putting that energy out there. We need this young double play ball. 7-6 White Sox, bottom of the ninth. Lopez trying to pitch out of this situation that he didn't put himself in already.
It looked like the White Sox in the same situation as the Cubs with their closing situation.
Yeah, because Hendricks announced today that he's cancer free.
Oh my goodness!
Nope, you got to read what happened.
Home run. He gave up 2-run home run.
Jesus, bro, what is wrong with you, Lopez? That's 2 blown saves.
Oh man!
Threw the slider right over the plate. Walk-off home run for Tampa Bay to win the game, 8-7. The White Sox played a great game today, and Lopez just came in and handed them the game. Literally 11 pitches to give up 3 runs for the White Sox to lose versus the best team in baseball. They remain perfect at home. The White Sox lose yet another series opener. Man, this team.
This actually was a weird ass game, man. Like, just to be honest, like, this was a really weird game.
Yeah, I mean, that the Tampa Bay Devil Rays jumped all over the White Sox 4-0. Then the White Sox did 7 unanswered runs to take a lead, and then it was just back and forth from there. And Jesus, what's going on, Ray Love? Jesus, yeah. It's Lopez, man. He is out. Like he has 100-mile-per-hour fastball on a 3-2 pitch. Why would he go with the slider right in the zone?
Yeah, he just, man. This is a tough defeat for the Sox. This was, wow. I don't even know what to say. We should start with this first because this is just an interesting dynamic to talk about because, like I said, it was a weird game, most of the game. As you say, Kopech came out and he got jumped on really quick and quickly giving up, 4 runs. And then when he get to the third inning, he stopped doing this stretch. He was pitching within the stretch, doing this little stretch with his glove and pitching. Then he just started pitching, quick in the game, where he struck out 9 and he settled in, got him off balance, and he had the Rays uncharacteristics, striking out. He was not making any contact, and then also the Rays was weird too because one of their better relievers, Jalen Beeks, came in and just walked mostly everybody. He gave up 5 runs on 3 walks and a wild pitch.
No hits. The White Sox scored
Yeah, they
all
scored three
those.
runs on no hits, all walks and a wild pitch. It was like a real interesting game, man. I don't know. I don't know. This is we seen a good at bat with Eloy hitting that home run in the 5th inning, and he wasn't looking too good in the beginning of the game. He hit that home run, and I don't know, man.
I
I really
mean,
don't know what to say about the
this
Sox
is
right now.
this is deflating, bro. Like I was all prepared to say things like, "Oh, the White Sox took 2 games versus the Astros, and then they take 1 game versus the Rays to start off a series." I was prepared to talk about how well things looked. Eloy Jimenez hit his first home run of the season. Um, but once I saw they didn't get put up any runs in the 7th or the 8th or the 9th, it felt like all the momentum was on Tampa Bay's side going into the bottom of the 9th because the White Sox didn't put up any insurance runs. Any
You know what
insurance
this?
runs.
You know what this reminds me of? This Sox team right now remind me of the 2019 Cubs when they was beating everything in the ground. Like all they key players is beating everything in the ground. They got one player with power right now is Berger. I think he leading them to extra base hits all together too, and he just got called up because of Makata's, back injury, and
Yep.
it's just really interesting that I don't know. I don't know. Being just to me objective to what's going on with the White Sox. I just think that Grafal wasn't the right person to come in. I think he should have came in as a bench coach. It started off there if a coaching shake up because the White Sox wasn't listening to who was they bench coach. And who I can't even remember the guy that interim manager last year. Ah man, it'll come to me later, but
Yeah, I forgot the guy that took over after LaRussa left.
yeah, his name escaped me right now. He was a long-time White Sox too, but I just think he should have came in as a bench coach. They should have got a more of a cybermetrics type coach. I really wanted them to get AJ Hinch when they was coming to get before they got LaRussa. I think that would have been good for the White Sox where they was at. He dealt with a type of team like the White Sox was a couple of years ago with the latter half of the Astros before the cheating scandal and everything. He having a tough time over in Detroit right now himself, but I think he was his best fit was the 2021 White Sox. Right after 2020, 2021, he should have took over the team. We would have had a different looking outlook on this championship window with the White Sox. But man, this is just
Ain't no,
deflating for me. And I'm not even a
listen.
White Sox fan like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, because like to see them play, to overcome the adversity they faced to start the game and to take the lead and you feeling good, man, bro. Like, and Lopez had been pitching well as a closer. Honestly, like he had been doing well. Tonight, he just didn't have it. Gave up the home run instantly, and then the base hit instantly, and then another home run. That's 11 pitches. That's 2 home runs and a base hit in 11 pitches. That's just crazy. What's going on, East Instruments? Yeah, I had the wrong name up there. It's Big Kev. And then you got Pacman in the building. It's love in the chat. What's going on, Dom C? We see you. Chicago White Sox just took a L that they should not have taken to the Tampa Bay Rays. They were leading going into the 9th inning, didn't get any insurance runs, and Tampa Bay made them pay. So you had Benintendi with 2 for 4. Luis Robert has crashed to earth. That dude is under the earth now. 0 for 6 today. Andrew Vaughn 1 for 4. Jimenez 1 for 4 with a home run. Grandal 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Berger with 1 for 4 with a run. And then you had Colas with 1 for 4 and an RBI. Elvis Andrews showed up today. He had 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs, and then Sosa 1 for 4 with an RBI. Kopech overcame a terrible start to give us 5 strong innings with 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 walks, but 9 strikeouts for him today. The bullpen held it down really for the most part. But Lopez came in and gave up 3 runs on 11 pitches. Like that's just unforgivable. That's unforgivable, bro.
Man, man, what can you really say? What can you keep saying about the White Sox? You're just hoping for like the stretch of
It's
good
all good,
wins.
Eads. It's all good, Eads. Don't trip.
Yeah,
Um,
you look for the stretch of good wins, and this was the perfect time. This was the window where you playing all playoff caliber teams you're gonna see at the end of the season, teams you
bro, we
getting
about to
the
see
kind of
Tampa
game.
Bay next week.
Yeah, it just man, they got to get out of April, man. They just got to get out of April, and I'm scared for May. You know, you're gonna come in, you're gonna see the Twins a couple of times. You're gonna see the Reds, who's a trap team in itself because they got a steady pitching staff. So but they beatable teams. Well, the Twins not. Twins are out here, they out here going crazy right now, and they locking up all their good players for a long time too. But I don't know. I just thinking, like I said the other day, you may have to get radical. You may not need to look at an early trade. Uh, Baumgarten just went. You may not want him on your team because he's not the best teammate in a sense the last few years. But you need like some pitching to stretch out your rotation. You need help in the bullpen right now. You need to look at a closer.
Even
They don't have
Bummer
nothing.
came in. Even Bummer came in and pitched well. Like I
Well,
don't. I never trust Bummer. And then this boy Lopez came in and just stunk it up. I don't know. I don't want to talk about the White Sox no more, man. The White Sox lose 8-7. They were winning the game. It was in hand. My man came in and gave up 2 home runs and a base hit on 11 pitches. It's almost like he did it on purpose. Ease Instruments is saying, yeah, get the mistakes and errors out the way and then work to win during the season. It's a good thing that we still got 100 and what 50, 140 something games left. So the White Sox still have a chance to turn it around. But damn.
that's a positive outlook. Hey, they got May, but June is just as tough, and that's when baseball really come alive in June with the
Yeah.
weather.
Yeah.
So
The ball's gonna be flying out of the park. Now, on to the good news, man. The Cubs, the Chicago Cubs. These guys, they're looking like the best team in baseball, besides the Tampa Bay Rays, of course, right? They started off like 13-0 or something like that. So obviously, we don't want to disrespect any teams. But today, the Cubs shut out the Dodgers 13-0. Nico Horner was 4 for 5 with a home run and 4 RBIs. Bellinger, Mancini, and Wisdom all hit home runs. The Cubs only gave up 1 hit and 13 strikeouts. They flirted with a perfect game until the pitcher and the catcher kind of bumbling and ran into each other. It was going to be a close play, but it would have been cool to see him keep the perfect game going. Man, and then the good news continues. The Chicago Cubs have scored 10-plus runs in 6 of their last 15 games. They're looking nasty. Smiley out there taking care of business. And Tonio, the Cubs currently hold the highest numbers of runs with 114, the highest on base percentage with 357, and the highest sluggish percentage in the NL with 463. And they also hold the highest team average, batting average in Major League Baseball, not just the National League, with 290. These guys are hitting the ball. They're hitting it with consistency. They're hitting with runners in scoring position. They're hitting it out the park. It's just looking good for the Chicago Cubs, and it feels good to see it this early in the season.
yeah, man, listen, and we doing it against quality pitchers. We not facing crappy 4-5 hitters. No independent ball pitchers. No just called up pitchers either.
I mean, Oakland was, Oakland.
Yeah,
Go on.
Julio Urias was one of the best pitchers in baseball till he met the Cubs definitely 2 times. So he got smoked today. That's like he got smoked last time. So I want to shout out to Dustin Kelly. I wasn't sure how that was gonna his actually philosophy was gonna translate, but actually when the Cubs created the hitting coach system, because they the only team that got 4 to 5 hitting coaches, and they're strategized all together. It's that team usually have 1 or 2, just a hitting coach and assistant hitting coach at work. They have 4 guys that sit in
Good.
this room and treat it like football.
Right.
You got the defensive side, your defensive backs. You got your, the linebackers. This is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna bring this group of hitters in, and this was what we're gonna work on. If somebody else need extra work, we're gonna break it down to our strategist Johnny Washington and Jim Aducci. They're gonna focus on the rookies that's coming in and teach them this approach, and it all worked. And also, I was mentioning on a post that today about chemistry. I was reading an article when they were saying about the Cubs since spring training, they've been on 5 team dinners.
Yeah,
One of the
that's
players
big.
said, yeah, one of the players said that was 5 times more than they did last year.
That's great.
Yeah,
That means
and
they
that
only did
works.
it once last year, but
Yeah.
it's good to see the camaraderie out there. And we talked about this in early, but we can't talk about it enough, man. Swanson and Bellinger, these guys are champions, and they've come to this squad and they've brought the heart of a champion to this team. Got to shout out the Cubs. Drew Smiley was lights out today.
Phenomenal. He was
Lights
phenomenal.
out. Lights out. He struggled in like what his first start or his second start this season,
Yeah.
but
The
but
first two
to,
starts was left a lot to be desired. He said to himself that he couldn't command his curveball like he wanted. But that third start, when you saw he was just mowing people down with that knuckle curve, that spike curve, it was over with. I mean, I appreciate it. That was the one odd man out for me when Hendricks came. I was hoping that Wineski kind of pushed him out the rotation, but man, Smiley is earning this contract he got.
listen, I am not mad at him. Let
At
me see what Ease Instruments is saying. I used to work at the Kane County Cougars when they were affiliates of Cubs a long time ago. I hate that the MLBPA holds them out of the Major League umbrella. Yeah, man, that's tough. The Cubs do their stuff in Iowa, though, right? If I'm not mistaken now.
Oh
Um,
yeah, it's our South Bend. Well, they was a low a rookie. No, they was a low A back then. I don't know how long ago. It was low A, but the Kane County Cougars is not a Cubs affiliate. They ended their contract, and the Kane County Cougars is, I want to say, either Oakland now, or if it's not Oakland, it could be some West Coast team.
hmm He
Yeah,
said they
I
won
was
their
there for the
season.
championship season too. I got a picture with my daughter and one of the prospects.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So man, you can't say enough good things about the Cubs. Ross got them boys out there playing baseball, and they're getting them on, getting them over. They're hitting them out the park. Suzuki taking care of business. I think he got the ball rolling today, right? Didn't he have two RBIs early in the game to get the ball rolling for the Cubs? And it just didn't stop. It didn't stop. 13-0, and we're talking about the Dodgers, they're a vaunted team. Like they still got a squad over there, and these guys are taking care of business, man. And obviously, it's a long season, but like I said earlier, Pacman, it feels good to be able to see our teams, or one of the teams, play winning baseball early in the season, because both squads typically start off notoriously slow because it's cold and so on and so
mm-hmm.
forth. And it takes them until like mid-May to start hitting their stride. Even the year when they traded everybody from the Cubs, they played well all the way through like July 1st.
Yep.
and then they fell off a cliff. So it's one of those things, man. We got to celebrate this team while they're doing well. But unfortunately for the White Sox today, they blew a very winnable game. Uh, uh, Lopez came in and just stunk up the place, giving up 2 home runs and a base hit on 11 pitches for the White Sox to lose. Cubs win 13-0 today. So tomorrow, Dylan Cease is on the mound for the White Sox versus the Tampa Bay Ace. I can't think of his name right now, but I'm gonna pull it up.
Is it
Uh,
Taj Bradley?
Let me see. Hold on. It's going to be
McCallahan.
McCallahan.
McClanahan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go. McConaughey tomorrow versus Dylan Cease.
it's gonna
And
be a good game.
if there's a bright spot on the White Sox so far this season, it's definitely Dylan Cease. He's been taking care of business. McCallahan is he's 4-0 already with a 1.57 ERA. So the White Sox bats are gonna have to be in tune, because that guy, he takes care of business. Um, the Cubs are off tomorrow, huh? Oh no, they play the Dodgers early. 1:20. They play it's May against Wesneski. Hopefully Wesneski it found some type of groove out in Oakland, Pacman.
Yeah, they say he found this slider then. He didn't have the confidence of the slider when he opened the start. It wasn't the frisbee like, you know, break depth that he was, spring training. But that's because of the weather. You know, that's the reason why. You think you're coming from Arizona opening up in Chicago, throwing a ball like that. Nah, it's not going to happen in this type of weather.
Now, E's instrument is saying that LaRussa actually made the White Sox better. I think LaRussa was holding the White Sox back, to be honest. There were opportunities when he was on the as the manager. It's a few things that took place during his couple of years here that won the White Sox games, and also lost them games, and they definitely underperformed in the postseason every time. So I don't think uh, the coach that they replaced him with is doing so well so far. But I didn't like LaRussa as the White Sox manager. I felt like he was too old school, and the White Sox needed somebody a little bit more forward thinking as their manager. What about you?
Well, no, this is it's nothing even. It's no, because when I look at a manager and a manager like that, I look at player development, like who improved in that time. Tim Anderson became elite under Rick Renteria.
Mm-hmm.
Under Rick Renteria. Robin Ventura left. Rick Renteria came on. Here we go. Tim Anderson, a batting champion, and haven't hit under 310 since. You know, with LaRussa, who became good. Under Rick Renteria, Makata had his best season. Under Rick Renteria, Aloy looked like he was about to break out and be one of the best hitters in baseball.
And
He made
yeah,
Rodrigo Lopez one of the best relievers. You know,
yeah.
increasing velocity. I don't know. Oh, Dylan Cease became
Mm.
good. Well, you gotta give that to the pitching coach. But what did he do? You know, none of your hitters. Everybody looked like they regressed. All the injuries happened. A lot of these old school managers love to not do these data driven type things. They want to say, "Hey, I'm going off gut instinct and eye test."
Right. Come on,
We can't
man.
live in that space no more.
No.
The data
No,
is there
bro.
and it works now.
Yeah. Well, at least Kopech, aside from the first inning, at least he looked decent today for the first time all season.
I
So,
mean, yeah, he hit 97. He wasn't doing that. He hit 97, even though he's a guy that was hitting 104.
hey, we'll take 97 based on how things been looking, bro. We'll take it.
What's up with his slider? He haven't been using that slider lately. He been using a changeup and a curveball too often. I don't know what's going on with that. I haven't really looked into that, but I see he kind of ditched that slider now.
We're gonna have to look into why Kopech is not using his slider, but whatever he was doing today, it earned him 9 strikeouts. I just seen one from the highlights here. Is he threw some high four seam fastballs, another four seam fastball at 96, 97, 99 on a four seam. So there you go with that 99, 98. So yeah, he was just relying on his fastball after he got tagged in the first inning.
Yeah.
So maybe he's going to bring that slider out as the weather starts to get better. He did use it a little bit today. He used it as a strikeout pitch for his last strikeout of the game. So that was good. But hey, Samurai J, what's good? We appreciate you guys for the comments as well. If y'all got any questions, my guy Pacman right here is a baseball savant. He know it all. So y'all ask him whatever you want to ask him. But he says, Alex, that was a tough loss for the White Sox. Go Cubs, go. All right, so tomorrow the Cubs. Who the Cubs got on the mound? Let me see. Quinn. The they got Wes Nesky. I hope he can take care of business, man. They got to follow this up with another win. The Cubs moved to 12-7 today, 12-7, and the White Sox fall to 7-13, 4-7 away, and it's not going to get any easier as they got to face the best team in baseball. Outside of the Cubs, the Tampa Bay Rays are a squad to fear. All right, we're gonna get up out of here, man. We're gonna see y'all tomorrow at some point. The Cubs play early, the White Sox play a little bit later. We're gonna try to jump on here before the fight. Who you got, Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis?
Oh, I got Tank. Hey,
Yeah.
it is no brainer Tank. I'm never going
Yeah.
this Tank, man. Like just he's too good, man.
Yeah, he's definitely a dog. Ease Instruments is Ozzie Guillen still hated for supporting the Cuban. I don't know, bro. I don't know about all of
That
that.
was,
We
man, that
love
was so
look.
long ago.
He clearly is whatever it was. He's on TV. He does the pre and post game. It looks like all is forgiven. Eads. And then
He's never gonna
Smear
manage again, though. He's never gonna
Smear
manage again.
60 in the building. What up, boy? He say, man, I told Steve-O to respect the Cubs. Yeah, they ain't never gonna do it. They ain't never gonna do it. Peace, Ease Instruments. And then Smear 60 said he got Tank Davis by a knockout. I'm gonna tell y'all this though. He better watch for that hook, because that boy Ryan Garcia got that hook, that left hook. He said, hey Kev, hate to admit it, but I'm with Stephen A. Smith. Simmons is worse than Kwame Brown. You know what? That's not admitting too much, bro, because Ben Simmons, like, bro, you go from all NBA defender, all-star, to I can't get my mind right to get on the court. These new age hoopers are weird, bro.
They leaning a lot into mental health. Mental health is that's the new injury.
Listen, bro, and they sound like they do that with their mama and daddy too. Like, oh, mental health, mom, I can't study today.
Yeah,
I can't wash the dishes. Mental health, like, I don't trust me. I respect the whole concept of mental health and the importance of having strong mental health. But these are all jokes. But I couldn't use that as an excuse in my life. But I can't use it as an excuse at the YMCA. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, oh, I just missed that wide open three because of mental health. Like, no, it's not gonna
No,
happen.
you just can't shoot. That's it. You just
Right.
can't shoot.
Come on, bro. So it seems like ever since he decided not to take that wide open layup in the playoffs a couple of years ago, he's just hasn't been the same. So in the playoffs been good too. The NBA playoffs have been good. That leads into us leaving you guys for the night. But of course, make sure y'all follow all the Central channels: Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central, NBA Central, Chicago Sky Central, and then of course you got the Cognac Gang Shy Bulls podcast with C Dub and Bobby. We do the live calls over there, and you get daily content from all those channels. We appreciate all the comments. Don't forget, you can hit us up at 773-389-6954. And then you can also email us at ChicagoBaseballCentral@gmail.com. And I'm right there with y'all. Tank Davis is going to knock that little boy out. I'm going to knock him right off TikTok. Hey, we appreciate y'all. We're going to see y'all tomorrow after the games. Peace.
Welcome to the #1 place for all Chicago baseball.